An introduction to a case study, turning a high-stakes lease renewal into a win-win. How the Ivy Group helped a Fremont manufacturing tenant secure a 5-year lease renewal in just 2 weeks. In commercial real estate, the simplest-looking agreements often require the most experience. A tenant already in the building for 5 years. A landlord who already knows the tenant. A business that simply wants to stay where it is. Sounds easy, right? But what happens when the tenant has no option to renew? What happens when the landlord does not respond to the tenant's request for an extension? And what happens when relocating is not realistic because the business depends on clean rooms, specialized power, permits, and infrastructure that cannot be replaced quickly? That was the situation facing a Fremont manufacturing company specializing in plastic injection molding. The company needed to renew its lease for another 5 years, but time was running out and the cost of disruption was significant. Could they find another facility with the right power capacity? Could they build new clean rooms quickly enough? Could they absorb months of permitting, construction, downtime, and operational uncertainty? The Ivy Group stepped in and focused on what mattered most, identifying and managing the hidden risks inside a lease renewal when the business simply could not afford to move. Successful negotiations require the ability to cut through distractions and focus on the key deal points: the renewal term, rental rate, free rent tied to expansion improvements, and the security deposit structure. The Ivy Group simplified the final renewal agreement into just 2 pages, but behind those 2 pages was extensive market intelligence, strategic negotiation, tenant financial positioning, cross-cultural communication, and the experience needed to turn a high-pressure situation into a practical win-win outcome for both sides. The result: a 5-year lease renewal at prevailing market rent, 2 months of free rent, the ability to expand clean room operations, no increase in the security deposit. Most importantly, uninterrupted business operations for the tenant and a satisfied landlord who secured a long-term lease at updated market rates. Read the full case study to see how the Ivy Group transformed a complex Fremont industrial lease renewal into a strategic and successful outcome for all parties involved. To learn more, you can access for a small fee case studies at theivygroup.com/courses. Subscribe to the Ivy Group newsletter at theivygroup.substack.com. Contact the Ivy Group at theivygroup.com/contact-us.